Saying Sunna. Abu Ishaq al-Shatibi's concept of Bida in Al-Itiṣām, McGill University, 1999, Montreal, Canada. Asif Saifuddin Jahar. Chapter 3. Unlike Malikis, for whom Maslaha Mursala could be employed as a source of law in the complete absence of textual indicants, the Zahiris, and especially Ibn Hazm, strenuously objected to such an approach in religious matters. The rigidity of Ibn Hazm on this topic strictly delimited the role of reason in understanding divine law. He equated the practice of reason, basing himself on the Quranic passage, quote, "Obey Allah and obey the Messenger. If you have any disputes, refer it to Allah and the Messenger." And Umar saying, "Beware the people of Ahl al-Ra'i, as objectionable due to their possibility of contradicting the divine law and creating innovation." How then does one resolve the text which is still universal or ambiguous? And how does one negate ta'lil, ratio legis, seeking the illah, which is counted as a legal principle? On the contrary, we can argue that the Shari'ah is not entirely based on worship, which are certain, but also on customs, which have to be elaborated in conformity with the benefits and harms that face human beings. As Fazl Rahman contends, the Shari'ah, whether in the form of worship or social relations, is not devoid of illah, ratio legis, and hikmah, purpose. For the Quran, he affirms, usually gives an explicit or implicit reason for a pronouncement when it concerns a moral or legal judgment or principle. Therefore, the reason underlying legal understanding is wisdom, which is the bearer of benefit, maslahah, for mankind. So, expanding a bit on what Ibn Hazm's stance was, this is the footnote. Footnote 47. It was quoted by Ligari that Ibn Hazm says, quote, "We do not say that all the Shari'ah rules are revealed for certain reasons. We say that none of them was revealed for any cause except the one the lawgiver has specifically mentioned. It is not permissible for us to ask about any of these rules, any of his, with capital H, rules. Why is it revealed like this? Therefore, all causes stand repudiated." And that's quoted in the famous legal text by Ibn Hazm, Al-Ihkam fi Usul al-Ahkam, which is 8 volumes. And expanding upon Fazl Rahman's stance, Fazl Rahman said in Towards Reformulating the Methodology of Islamic Law, New York University Journal of International Law and Politics, Majid Khaduri furthermore sees that every ruling has an inherent illah, a reason, and hikmah, wisdom. The distinction of the two lies in the fact that the former indication is direct or objective cause, while the latter is indicating the indirect or underlying reason. And that's the illah in Islamic law, New York University Journal of International Law and Politics. Shāṭibī too frequently proclaims the maqāsid al-Shari'iyya as universal roots and as the legal basis for justifying the maslahah approved in the practices of the companions above. Yet he also turns his attention to another theory besides maslahah mursala, which is likewise not counted as innovation. This is istihsan, which is juristic preference, which can be utilized as a legal means. Thus, while bid'ah, which is not based on the ends of law and even contradicts the Shari'ah, is entirely rejected, istihsan in the eyes of Shāṭibī, which respects these ends and confirms the Shari'ah, is acceptable. Unlike bid'ah, istihsan may be adopted as a method of reasoning and is espoused by Shāṭibī himself as a tool of legal argument. Stay tuned for istihsan and bid'ah and many more parts.